Today we get monumental on this episode. Hi everybody, welcome to Real Estate Raw&Uncut. This is episode 100. I'm Byron Lazine, joined by Tim Beret.
What's happening?
I had a good one there for episode 100. How do you feel being in the triple digits?
Oh, pretty good.
Took a while to get here, what, a year and a half? Is that how long we've been doing this show?
It didn't take as long as you'd think.
No, it didn't.
I remember that first show that we did though. Actually, not even the first show.
The first video.
First video.
Whoa, go back and look at that one.
Try to look up Randall's Wharf.
Go into the property videos and you may find something interesting. Somebody coming out of the closet there.
Yeah, I think there was I think that was you that came out of the closet.
That's right.
But I do believe that we had a beer or two prior to.
I think we had to. We don't have to have beer anymore for the show.
No, we're good.
It's pretty interesting. So, I don't know, I just want to thank everybody that's been following Raw and Uncut, and it's been a lot of fun, a lot of interaction that we get on email, on whether you're watching on Facebook or you're on YouTube, or just when we see people face to face in the community. It's been pretty cool.
I think it's added a lot of value to our clients because it's really keeping us on our toes.
Absolutely.
So throughout the week when we run into obstacles or situations that may be a little hairy, we're like, wait, should we do a video on that?
Right.
And most of the time it's maybe not.
Or maybe I didn't agree with you on that.
Yeah, we don't. But that really that hasn't held.
That doesn't matter.
That hasn't held us back all that much.
I mean, if you've been following any of these shows, you know I'm pretty strong when it comes to my opinions, and you know, it is what it is. I'm hopefully adding a little bit of value and shining light on the industry from a different perspective.
I think it's great. I think that's needed. I think if we were in sync in regard to our perspectives on every topic, this would be the most boring show you've ever seen.
Might be boring.
I'd probably get up and leave.
But one of the things, because we've had some of this interaction really growing, we want to start being able to give back to those that are interested in the show. So whether we have a lot of real estate brokers and agents that are following the show, or whether you're a buyer or a seller or just frankly interested in the industry overall, we want to start taking your questions, and at the end of every show, we're going to answer one question a show, and that's what we're going to do here moving forward into these hundreds plus episodes.
The question is, how quickly can you do that and still keep these folks' attention?
That's right. So let's get right into the question then.
Hit it.
And the first question we have is going to be from Davin Ramaj, and he's in the Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky area. Does Western Kentucky?
I'm hearing the banjos.
Border Tennessee. So Davin had a few questions. He's been following the show. We want to appreciate that. We want to thank you, Davin. We appreciate you watching. You can follow him on Instagram or Twitter, I believe, at Davin Ramaj, and hopefully we'll get something up here so that you can find him. One of the questions he had that we picked out was, what drove your success in real estate? How did you get your start? And do you feel as though you had to find a niche starting out? I think we've got a lot of agents that are starting out or trying to revamp or whatever. So what do you think? I mean, you got your start a little bit different. You were in the commercial world before you came,
still,
residential.
Even having the background, the degree in real estate, and having the knowledge that I had in real estate, it means nothing if you don't have a sphere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Coming to this market, and the only people I knew were my wife and her family, and trying to start from scratch, not knowing anybody.
You absolutely knew nobody. Is that PJ?
That's PJ.
PJ! Come on in, episode 100, brother.
I think if you don't have a network of people, this is one of the toughest industries.
Well, this industry is built around, come on in, episode 100. It's built around helping people.
Come on in for a second.
Say hi, episode 100.
Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt.
So the industry is built around helping people.
Right.
Built around helping people get to the next chapter, get a property sold that they weren't able to sell, obtain that property. So to your point, if you don't have a sphere, if you don't have anybody to help, how can you show your skills off?
That's it.
What's interesting is Davin said, do you have to find a niche? And I find a lot of agents falling into that trap where they feel like, I need to be the waterfront specialist. I don't know if there's any waterfront in Middle Tennessee. Or I need to be the divorce specialist, or I need to be the REO specialist.
Subdivision, a certain location.
And usually what happens is the first house they sell, now they're the specialist of that area because they're like, oh, well, I can duplicate that. I finally have accomplished this task. What I think new agents should focus on is, instead of feeling like they're going to be a great negotiator, a great marketer, a great analytical agent, and they're going to be great right off the bat on all these different traits and tools that you need in your tool bag, is picking one and saying, okay, I am going to dominate this task. I am going to be a phenomenal lead generator, and I'm going to focus on nothing else besides lead gen over the next 6 months, 12 months. And when I have this locked in, I'll move to the next tool and I'll master that tool.
But I think you nailed it in your order, because you just said the networking side and lead generation. But if you had told me you're going to become a master at evaluating properties and being able to place a number on one, well, that's great. But
when the only house you've been in is the one that you grew up since you were 12,
you're not going to make it in the industry. You can't, because you don't have any clients. So the other thing I would say is team up with somebody that's extremely successful.
That's right.
And maybe they can lend you some of their clients, and that's how you can hone your craft.
If you haven't gotten the theme yet in 100 episodes, we're big on real estate teams, because you can join up with a powerhouse team and say, listen, I'm going to focus on lead gen, whether it's an ISA, whether it's...
What's an ISA?
An inside sales agent, where you're going to make calls, whether you're going to run an email campaign over the next 3 months, whether you're going to do text message follow-up, whether you're going to do face-to-face networking to generate leads, whether you're going to do a direct mail campaign, whether you're going to do Facebook ads, whether you're going to do whatever, but it's lead gen. And you're going to lock that in, and you're going to master that craft. Because I tell you what, we have a team, and if somebody came to us with that energy, with that commitment to lead generation on the team,
we can train the rest.
We're going to train the rest eventually, but we're going to help them become a pro at that, which is in lead gen. That's what's going to help you grow the rest of your business.
But hold on, you got Zillow. That's the only lead gen you need.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I've tested Zillow out pretty extensively. If you're counting on anything more than 2 for 1 on your money with Zillow, you're
what do you mean,
you're
2
out of
for
your
1?
mind. You know, doubling up.
Okay.
Right. If you get your money back, you're doing well. I look at Zillow as, I've got a system to double up my money. Right.
But it's work.
And it's work. It's a lot of work, and it's having a system in place. If you don't have a system, you can lose money on Zillow.
You just shed more light on Zillow than I think anybody has ever done in this industry.
And
right then, in that one statement.
And you've got to understand that, okay, most people won't put down 1,000 to make 2,000 because they're afraid of losing 1,000. If you know that Zillow is going to, you're going to be able to leverage the branding that you get out of it if you're farming a community. So if you take a town, you're farming that town on a direct mail, well, you're going to want your face to pop up on Zillow in that zip code because you're going to want to be everywhere. But that gets into a whole other thing.
Whole different thing. But I'd have to say you've mastered that model.
Right.
Okay. So if anybody has questions about Zillow, reach out to Byron.
Well, send any questions. We're going to be doing more of these questions. What I'll say to Davin here on this, going back to his question, is another big mistake agents make right out of the bat is they're trying to build their name from day one.
Completely agree.
Right? So what did I do the first 6 to 12 months that I was in the business?
I couldn't get this guy off my back. Like he was riding me. And, you know, if I was in DuPont Circle in D.C., it may have been a different story. But it didn't bother me. I liked it, and you learned, and it was good experience.
Did I use Grindr in DuPont? I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, here's the thing. I didn't send out any piece of mail without your name on it in the first 6 to 12 months. Why? Because you had a proven track record. If I Googled Tim Bray, I saw, you know, a track record of success, of sales, of experience in the industry. You don't have to be in the industry for a lot of years, But in order for somebody to trust you, you better have experience in that industry. The only way you get experience is dropping deals. Well, if I'm day one and I haven't dropped any deals, I'm going to find somebody who's got a lot of experience, and I'm going to push their name. I'm going to continue to push their name and grow their name, because when I get the deal, because I'm working on the deal, because maybe you're overseeing it or whatever, I'm now creating that relationship.
That's right.
And they know my name, and so they're going to spread my name to 2 or 3 people. Hey, it's work, and it takes years of building that blog.
You've primed the pump.
Priming that pump, absolutely. And it's going to take a lot of time. You're not going to wake up day one real estate and 6 months later be the hottest real estate agent in the market. You're going to do it over deal after deal after deal, and when that person tells 2 or 3 people and that person tells 2 or 3 people, you get them on your Facebook, you're producing content, whatever. It has to be a compounding effect.
But it takes time, and it's a lot of work.
So, biggest 2 pieces of advice, don't think you're going to be a superstar day one. Build it and hone in on one specific craft. Lead gen is what we would suggest, and lock it in.
Peace.
See us on 101 next, baby. See ya.